Insecure Season 4, Episode 2, Lowkey Distant. Getting right to it, we see Molly and Andrew. They're on a date. Andrew gets a phone call, and it's clearly uncomfortable. He's clearly disappointed about something. He said it was work-related. Molly tries to figure out what it is, and he's not trying to give up no answers. He just wants to go back to the apartment, do the do, and that's what they do. They go and do the grown-up, or whatever the case may be. Then we see Condola and Issa in a new scene looking at locations for the block party where Issa's going to have it. Now, in this episode, we are 3 months away. We were 4 months away last episode in the premiere. Now we're 3 months away. I don't know if we skipped a month, if we skipped 3 weeks, if we skipped 2 weeks. I'm glad that we're moving along a little bit faster because of the simple fact that we are getting 12 episodes this season, but we're technically supposed to be in season 5. So I'm appreciating the fact that we're moving along because we got some catching up to do. We got some ground to cover. Anyway, they eventually, just approach the elephant in the room. Listen, I dated Lawrence. You're dating Lawrence. It don't have to be awkward between us. We can still work together and be business partners. We can still be friends. It doesn't have to be awkward. And that's pretty much that. Condola and Lawrence end up on a date, and basically Condola tells Lawrence about the conversation, but also mentions that she and Issa shared a few jokes about things that Lawrence does with his food. Lawrence is clearly agitated, he's uncomfortable, and it gets awkward. So, what does Lawrence do? He goes and talks to his homeboys, Chad and Derek. Now, Chad is the absolute worst person to get advice from. Extremely loyal, dedicated, but he is just a terrible, terrible advice giver. Like, if I had to get advice from someone, that's the person I would never ever go get it from. If I had to pull up to a fight, Chad is exactly who I would call. I wouldn't call nobody else but Derek. And Derek tells him, listen, stop sweating it, stop pressing it, it's not that big of a deal. Lawrence ends up talking to Issa about it. And, he's saying, listen, I don't care if y'all cool, I don't care if y'all friends, you just ain't got to bring me up. And that's kind of where they leave that. Getting back to Andrew and Molly, as the girls are all sitting down, they're preparing for Halloween. It's Molly, it's Tiffany, it's Kelly, and it's Issa. Molly's telling the girls, listen, Andrew don't really want to let me in. We have sex, we have chit chat, we have jokes, but he don't want to talk to me about nothing but work. I try to ask him this, I try to ask him that, and he ain't really having it. Well, I seem to remember Molly having an attitude and writing somebody off when they told her too much season 1 when she was messing with Jared. Don't forget, Jared was a nice guy to her, very respectful, they had great sex and this, that, and the third, but when he opened up too much, she judged the hell out of him and she wrote him off. And she played with him like a yo-yo, up, down. Oh, I want you. Oops, I don't. Oops, I do. Oops, I don't. You know what I'm saying? She really, really yanked that dude's chain for a long time, and that wasn't right. And the thing that Molly seems to have is that she wants everything to go on her time. She's not really respectful of other people's time. Everything has to go on Molly's time. And I get it, be in charge of your life, but at the same time, everything doesn't go according to your clock. And it just seems to me that she wants everything to operate on her time. And this is the same thing with Andrew. He's not starting to fit her list of standards, so she has an attitude about it. The girls all say she's tripping. Issa's looking at her like, you sure you ain't looking for nothing? Because you have great sex and conversation. You sure you ain't looking for nothing? Kelly could care less. Kelly just says she wants a mom with a big dick. Those were her words, and she gotta find herself a circus. And that's just my absolute favorite character. I swear to God, that is that is the person I could spend quarantine with all day, every day. If you had Kelly right here, I probably would die from laughter. Getting back to Andrew and Molly, they actually have a dinner. Molly tries to open him up, and he's like, I don't really want to go there. Let's just go catch this Summer Walker show. And she tries to get him back into the conversation again, like, not really trying to do that. If that's where you want to be, you can go. And then he ends up going there anyway. As we go forward, we see Condola and Issa go to a Schoolboy Q event where Issa's trying to recruit Schoolboy Q to be the headliner of her block party. And Issa calls Lawrence up and lets him know, listen, Condola's here, I'm meeting her, should we have a conversation about the fact that we met up and had a conversation? Lawrence is like, nah. Issa tries to be her awkward black girl self, which is where we got this show, and is like, rambling on. And he's like, we can just hang up, and they hang up. And Molly and Issa go for a hike towards the end of the episode, and she calls Andrew, or Andrew calls her, and they have a conversation. He's like, listen, it takes a long time for me to open up. I apologize. And Molly says she has time, this, that, and the third. Getting back to the middle of the episode, one of the most awkward and gross moments, which we delved into a little bit in the first episode of this season, is Issa and TSA, dude. And the fact that they just don't do nothing but screw, and screw some more. And this time they trying different positions, they trying different things with fingers and pressing buttons and stuff like that. But the biggest thing of it all was when they could not locate the condom when they were finished doing the grown up. Issa looks on her side, TSA dude looks on his side. They can't find it. Issa goes to the bathroom with a little handheld mirror, and she's trying to locate it and find it. And I think this is probably the funniest scene of the whole show. And of course, he's hollering from the bedroom, "Do you need help?" And she's like, "No, I got it." And then, we do locate the missing condom. And that's pretty much this episode. But like I said, if we look back into this, Molly seems to want things to go on her time. Oh, and there was a scene with Condola and Issa and Molly. Issa actually invited Molly to meet her for lunch or for dinner. Condola and Issa were finishing up a little business meeting, and it was at a restaurant. Condola said she was getting ready to leave. She's getting ready to get herself something to eat because she's starving. And Molly looks immediately uncomfortable to see Condola there, which I think that she's very jealous of Issa's blooming friendship with Condola. I don't know why. Condola's a great person. Get to know the girl. I don't understand what it is, but I believe that Molly truly likes to keep Issa around and keep Issa in that typical awkward black girl, not doing much with herself type of phase. And I think it makes her feel superior. Condola wants to lift Issa up. Condola wants to make her feel great. Condola wants to bring her into, a new level in life. I see you trying. I want to uplift you. I don't think Molly is that girl. She's giving me a very, very negative vibe, and it shows whenever she's around Condola. She's lifting Condola's back. "Oh, is this your purse?" Okay, basically telling her, get the hell out. And Issa's like, "Oh no, just stay and eat with us." Condola goes to the bathroom, and Molly's like, "I thought it was just gonna be the two of us. I got stuff to talk to you about." And then, Condola comes back. She's all excited to eat. And then, Condola's such the nicest girl in the world that she even greets Molly with a hug. They all hug together, the three of them. Looking at it, you like, oh, this is the nicest thing. But Molly just has this negative spirit with it. She has this vibe that she's giving off. And I don't know if Condola can tell or if Condola just doesn't care because that's not even her type of spirit or her type of vibe. But she really does have a great personality. So far, so good. And they're looking at menus, and Molly actually takes Condola's menu from her as she's looking. And then Issa's like, "Oh, well, I know what I want. You can have mine." And Molly looked like she had an attitude that Condola got the menu from Issa. So that part I will say I witnessed. And, again, people out there watching, if you do have a friend like that, you don't need that friend because you want people that are going to uplift you. Everybody needs a Condola in their life. You do not need a Molly. A Molly's time seems to be ticking. It's like, sis, you really are on borrowed time. You really need to go ahead and hit the bricks because you're just too damn negative for words. Everyone needs a Condola. And I see nothing wrong with the fact that Issa and Condola have a blooming friendship. I vote Molly off the island. I vote Condola in. And that's pretty much the review of Insecure Season 4, Episode 2, Low-Key Distant. What did you guys think? What do you guys think of Condola and Issa's friendship? What do you think of Molly's reaction toward it all? I just think that Molly is very, very judgmental of Issa, and I think, like I said, she wants to keep Issa in a box, and I just think it's hilarious how last episode she said, "Oh, well, I think you like to be messy," and this, that, and the third, but Molly couldn't have been happier when she was messing with Dro, married man. Everything just seems to need to go according to Molly's, clock, and when it doesn't, she's upset and she's unhappy with Issa blossoming and blooming, and I don't think she's happy about it. And, this situation with Andrew to where he's a little bit more in control and she's not. We also found out that TSA dude had 2 kids and one on the way. Anyways, y'all, I'll see y'all next week for another review of Insecure. Later.